Uh, can we talk about Hood Rat James?
Oh man, holy crap. We can absolutely talk about Hood Rat James, but that's not a name I've heard in a long time, to
Okay,
quote
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. Yeah.
Welcome to Room 6, the channel dedicated to local music wherever it may be and the people that make it, including my guest. And my guest is yet another musical TikTok find that I managed to stumble across, reached out, said, "You want an interview?" And here we are. He's a singer, songwriter, multi instrumentalist, producer, mixer, and he also does bass duties for the country band Walker County. His new single, In Bloom, is out now. Please welcome to the channel, Jesse of Bad Plans. Hey, Jesse.
How's it going, man? Hey, thanks
Unbelievable.
for
Hi.
having me.
No, no worries. Thanks for coming. So right off the bat, I have to say, happy birthday to Lennon.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah.
If you don't know who Jesse or Bad Plans are, thank you for watching. Go ahead and tell them who you are, kind of what Bad Plans is all about, and I guess who Lennon is too, while we're at it. And yeah,
Man, yeah, so I'm Jesse. I'm from the band Bad Plans. In the studio, that really is just me, but it's a band in the sense that I have like a great group of uh, like guys and crew that travel on the road with me that make it happen. So I don't really call it a solo project because there are just like a lot of hands on deck to make this thing happen. Um, I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, and Lennon is my wonderful 2-year-old daughter who just turned two. I think that covered everything.
yeah, I think so. She's the only one?
She's the only one. Hopefully, we had the one perfect child, and that's it.
Yeah,
She's awesome.
yeah. Life transpired to make our. We have a 17-year-old daughter, and I will tell you this right now. Don't listen to people when they tell you the terrible twos, the terrible fours. It's the odd years. It's for this goes out to all you new parents. It is the odd years. A switch gets flipped, and you spend that odd year undoing whatever this new thing is that they learned or they picked up, or they just decided this is who I am now. And yeah, it's just like my father-in-law told me this because my wife is an older sister, and I, he's been proven right. So my 17-year-old is amazing, but every odd year has just been like, okay, what is it this time? Okay,
Okay.
dad rant over. Now onto my YouTube rant. If you want to be like Jesse and be featured on Room 6, whether reviewed, interviewed, or both, hit me up using my email address down below or by clicking that Room 6 social media link. That's where you'll find all the things I'm up to online, ways you can support the channel financially should you so choose, such as going to Patreon or go to room6.shop and pick up some merch. Tell the world you love music. What else? Oh yeah, while you're down there, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. It all helps, and I thank you. Back to you. I have a couple of usual interview questions I'll be asking throughout this, but I also have some more personalized questions. And I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm going to give you the option. You want column A or you want column B?
Oh man. Um, you know what? Let's go into column A to warm things up. How's that sound?
All right. So, you OG Room Sixers know exactly what's coming. I asked this of all my prey. I want to talk about your earliest musical influence. And by that, I mean, do you have a memory where you remember saying, I want to do that?
I absolutely do. I am almost a little bit embarrassed to talk about it in adulthood because my relationship to this band has changed. But the honest answer is when I was 12 years old, I saw Skillet, like a hard rock Christian band. They
They,
played in an arena.
you know what? They
They,
slap. They rock, man. They're awesome.
yeah, they put on a great show. And at that time in my life, I had never really seen a proper like arena rock show. And they had the fire. They had these two girls in the band who were like the one is John's wife. She was doing like knee slides and like it was just so massive and I had never seen anything like it. And at 12 years old, I was like, I have to do that for the rest of my life. Like this is it. There's nothing else for me. So yeah, Skillet.
Right on. It's the first in over 6 years of doing this. It's the first time somebody has said skillet, and yet from the first like music video I saw of them. First of all, how many times you see a female drummer singing just in a rock band at all? But also, it's just like, yeah, these are like, to me, they have a certain, in all the best possible ways, they have a certain Nickelback quality to them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
So, right on. So from there, also going back a ways here for you, can we talk about Metal Missionaries?
Okay, yeah, yeah. That's a huge throwback. I'll do my best because I've slept since then and my memory is a little shoddy. Um, if you're referring to what I think you're referring to, Metal Missionaries was a, a documentary style film, kind of talking about um, like Christian metal, more or less, and its relationship to the scene and kind of where it comes from, its mission and its inevitable goal, I guess. And I played like a really tiny, tiny role in that documentary and kind of that movement.
Weren't like you have an IMDb a DB page, right?
Yes, I believe just because of that film, though I have played an extra in a couple different things since moving to Nashville. I don't think those are IMDb worthy, though.
Right. Well, that's actually where I found it. Was on IMDb. I was just like, huh, okay, let's talk about that. So,
Hmm. Yeah, so that comes from I was in a band for a while called The Protest. They're a Christian metal band. They're still kicking. They're some of the best guys in the whole world. And yeah, during my time in that band, they had approached us to do basically it was just like an interview for this documentary. It was really crazy. But yeah, it's cool. You should check it out.
awesome. And I, sorry, I had a thought and I lost it. Poor little lonely thing. Oh yeah, that's right. So you are based out of Nashville, right?
I am, yeah.
Okay. Obviously, more known for like country and singer songwriter, and not so much for like the hip hop world. And I was wondering, what's the scene like there for you in terms of just being a producer and a mixer and an artist there as Bad Plans? When is there enough of that genre and that environment to, or are you constantly having to leave Nashville, like go somewhere else?
I feel like there's a really cool rock and metal scene here. It just doesn't get talked about a lot. If you're from anywhere in this area in the South, then you probably have a band that you're into that is either from here or started here, even in just the confines of like rock and metal. I think the country thing, because it's so massive and it's a genre that generates so much money and employs so many people, kind of just overshadows it. Um, so yeah, there's absolutely a great scene here. No, I would never have to leave like my backyard hardly to like live and work in this as a producer. But I think like anything freelance, like um, it just has its ups and downs. Like you gotta be because it's so musical and competitive here, you gotta get out of bed wanting it more than the next guy. Um, but that's no different than any other entertainment city.
Yeah, it like Las Vegas is, you would think, is that type of city, but it's such a transient city that like I was part of a movement there that was like, we're really trying to make this like Nashville, or make this into a real big local original scene that is, you don't have to be a big name to still play sold out shows and whatever. And unfortunately, because of the oversaturation of music, both original and otherwise, it made it really hard. But I'll tell you, some of the most uh, technically perfect guitar playing and just songwriting, some of the best songwriting I've seen from local singer songwriters has been from people that either came from Nashville to Las Vegas, or they bounce back and forth for whatever reason. And quite a number have been on the channel, and they're just there's a whole other level there because of that competition you were talking about. But also they do something there that I never heard of. I've never heard of it in Vegas, but I just never heard of it anywhere I've lived, which was songwriters just get together and kind of just start workshopping stuff together.
Hmm.
And
Absolutely.
Yep. Now we talked about country and Walker County. How does Walker County compare to Bad Plans?
Oh man, that's like two totally different pages from two totally different books. But yeah, I love them for different reasons. In terms of like my career, I find them really fulfilling for different reasons. So originally, I say I'm from Nashville. I've been in Nashville 7 years. I'm originally from Indiana. I've known the Walkers since I lived in Indiana. They're originally from Indiana as well, live in Nashville now. Um, we always stayed in contact. I moved to Tennessee. They were ramping things up and looking for a bass player, and so the rest is kind of history there. Um, I've been with the group coming up on like 5.5 years, and yeah, part of me, I love playing just bass, and that's it. Like I don't do a lot creatively with the band. I just show up, play bass. We workshop the live show together. And part of me still loves that versus Bad Plans is much more creatively involved for me because it is just me. And sometimes that comes with, um, a different set of gratification, but also a different set of stress. Every time I put out a song, it's like I don't have a barrier to hide behind with Bad Plans. It's literally just me most of the time playing the instruments, and yeah, that's a scary thing. So yeah, I find them really individual, but also equally fun.
That actually answers another question I had, which was how much input do you have to the songwriting? Uh, Basically, it sounds like they say, "Here's the song, you figure out the bass part."
Yeah, that's just about it. The girls being the duo, Sophie and Ivy, they have a set of like collaborators that they really like confide in, and they kind of honestly just those two alone are fantastic songwriters. Um, they've had cuts with some really massive artists just as themselves. So I don't want to say there's no need for me there, but there's kind of no need for me there. Like they're so good. They're so like otherworldly good at what they do that like I almost feel like there wouldn't be room for me sometimes, though I would be honored like to write with them.
Right. Well, just looking at like the social media of you playing with them, it's very obvious they're playing some big crowds, and they know what they're doing, and there's a reason why those crowds are there. So I just thought it was interesting how those two different worlds would kind of work for you, and how to switch your brain off from, okay, I'm doing everything, to I got to learn the bass part for this upcoming show. Um, so I had another kind of usual question here, and how long have you been Bad Plans?
I have been Bad Plans since 2019. Um, it's kind of complicated because I released music just kind of to release it. I had these songs kind of like that I just had that I knew like another artist wasn't going to use. I knew they were like really personal and they started to have like kind of a consistent message. And so I just put them out online, not really with a ton of intention of like, oh, I'm going to go tour and I'm going to go, be this like whole operation. And then about 2.5 years ago, um, something kind of flipped where I felt like I wanted to do more with this. So Bad Plans has been around since 2019, but in my head, it's only gotten serious in the last like 2.5 years.
It's a progression, definitely. Um,
Yeah.
the reason I ask is that you've been out, you've been performing, right? Not just putting out music, but you've been performing live.
Yeah. In the last 2.5 years is when we started doing like shows,
Okay, that
is the
leads me
best way
to
to put it.
okay, that leads me to my next question. What is your favorite, like most memorable moment from performing as Bad Plans? And it could be one where things went way off the rails, or you checked off this is my little rock star wish list, and I hit some things, or just what's your party this one time kind of story.
Sure. I mean, with it being so young, we don't have like any too ridiculous tour stories yet. I'll say a really exciting moment was definitely opening for 0936 here in Nashville. He's a really cool, like, similarly interested artist, and his fans were really cool to us. Um, and then as far as like a goofy tour story, this last run, we thought we lost the van keys for like a good 40 minutes at a truck stop.
Oh
And
no.
we ended up finding them at the bottom of a trash can. Somebody had accidentally thrown them into the trash.
I hope you gave him
Uh,
crap.
we should have given him way more, um, but we were also tired that we were like too tired to even like bust his balls about it.
I mean, you
Honestly,
you you must have reached that point where you're just like, check the trash can
that was the last thing we wanted to do, and that was the last thing we did check. And
at a truck stop.
unfortunately, at a truck stop trash can, those were some gross keys.
Yeah. So you want to be in a rock and roll band, huh?
Yeah. That's one of those moments for sure.
Awesome. By the way, stick around. We're going to be seeing a music video from Jesse called Ground after this interview. So you don't want to miss out on that. So a couple more questions, and then we'll get to that music video. Uh, right off the bat, not right off the bat, I've been talking a while now, but uh, can we talk about Hood Rat James?
Oh man, holy crap! We can absolutely talk about Hood Rat James, but that's not a name I've heard in a long time. To
Okay,
quote
Obi-Wan,
Obi-Wan. Yeah.
what do you got?
Man, Hood Rat James was an alter ego that came alive mainly during my time with the protest. Um, and that's really it. Hood Rat James just came alive at night. That was just we had a
Uh,
lot of we didn't get a lot of sleep in that band, I'll say that. I think we all kind of lost our minds, especially during the time I was in that band.
Protest never sleeps. Yeah,
The protest never slept, for real.
right, right on. All right, so because this is just one person I'm interviewing, it's a little shorter interview than some of my usual ones where it's a whole band and everybody has something to say. So we're already at the last question. You made it. Cool.
All right.
We're going to circle back to that first earliest musical influence question, and we're going to talk to little you. Okay, we're going to talk to you, 12 years old, and what is one thing that you wish you could go back and tell you that, hey kid, you're going to need to know this, and don't say you like change your strings or practice. What's something that you wish someone had told you that would have been like, yeah, that would have made things a little easier, or uh, that would have made things better, or whatever.
Man. Um, I'll give you I'll give you a serious answer and a funny answer. I'll give you
All
the
right.
serious answer is just don't get sidetracked. Write more songs. Like you have more to say. Really hone in on the songwriting. I feel like um, I don't want to show my age too much. I'm old enough to see the music industry kind of like change face a couple times as far as like I've watched the format of music uh change a couple times now. The one thing that has stand true is good songs. Good songs, regardless of the format, cannot be taken away from us as artists. I think when you hear a good song, whether it comes from an artist big or small that just strikes you the right way at the right time, like there's just something about it. So write more songs, get better at writing songs. That's to younger me specifically. The funny answer is never order the gravy at night. You will save yourself. You will save yourself. Yeah, hey, you'll know what that means when you get there. You're gonna save yourself a lot of heartache. Never order
Never
the
ordered
gravy
the
at night.
gravy at night. That's awesome. As someone who's over half a century old, I can attest to that. After a certain point of the night, you're like, I know I want that, but I don't. But future me doesn't want that.
Nope, just don't do it.
That's awesome. All right. Well, hey, I couldn't say it any better. The words to live by, I guess. Thank you for watching, and thank you, Jesse, for being on the channel. Stick around. We're going to see that music video for Ground, and then we'll catch you in the outro. In the meantime, we'll temporarily say goodbye.
I like to live inside my mind. It happens when I'm so deprived. I can feel my heart like a backbeat. I don't ever wanna feel like this again. Can't take much more 'cause I'm empty. If I get any lower, it'll put me in the ground. If I could hold on to the time, maybe I would finally close my eyes. I can feel my heart like a backbeat. I don't ever wanna feel like this again. Can't take much more 'cause I'm empty. If I get any lower, it'll put me in the ground. Better put me in the ground. Yeah, I'm living life fast. I don't wanna slow down. And I'll only get past 'cause my body's burning now. So I better get high, go to bed, get some rest, or it'll put me in the ground. Safe and sound, 6 feet down, eyes wide shut. I'm fine now. Safe and sound, 6 feet down, eyes wide shut. I'm fine now. Yeah, I'm living life fast. I don't wanna slow down. And I'll only get past 'cause my body's burning now. So I better get high, go to bed, get some rest. 'Cause something's up too loud, it'll put me in the ground. It'll put me in the ground.
I want to thank Jesse of Bad Plans for coming on the channel. It was a great interview and an awesome music video. If you want to know more about him, check out the social media links down in the description. And hey, maybe you can catch him live. Tell him Room 6 sent you. In the meantime, if you want to see more videos like this, click up here. If you want to subscribe, click over there. And don't forget to ring the bell. And if you want to hear my own music, click over there. Remember to be amazing, and we'll see you next time on Room 6. Say goodbye, Jesse.
I'll see you. Thanks so much for having me, man.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-bum.